Welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Very happy to be back. Got two very special guests. I'm really excited about this one, man. They're doing some dope stuff for all the hoopers here in San Diego. I got Coach Mike and I got Coach Koo from the Swish Pro-Am. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Good, man. Thanks for having us.
I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I'm like I said, what the Swish Pro-Am is doing here in San Diego is really dope, man. It's been kind of what I talked to another guest about. A lot of times, like, we got to go off to LA to have something like that. So it's really dope that you guys put something together like that right here in San Diego.
Yep.
So let's talk about just like the creation of the Swish Pro-Am. What was the thinking behind it?
So I know a lot of young hoopers don't know, but there actually was a summer pro-am back here, late 90s.
Okay.
I actually was lucky enough to be able to play in it. So kind of our whole thought about this whole thing is, we were trying to transition. We've been, Mike and I have been with the AAU program closely. We kind of helped run that and put that thing together for the last 15, 16 years. Mm-hmm. We were looking to transition out and try to find something else, another way to kind of help the community, help basketball grow in our area. So Mike and I sat down, and then just one day it kind of popped in my head, like, what, I don't know what happened to the pro-am, because it was a big deal when I played.
Okay.
It helped a lot of guys get scholarships, helped me get a scholarship, to be truthfully.
Nice.
So that's how I ended up going to school. They came to watch some other players. Next thing you know, I ended up getting a scholarship out of it. So I knew it could help guys. And I knew in the summertime it brought a lot of guys together. Mm-hmm. It helped me meet a lot of guys in this area that I probably wouldn't have been able to meet. We just felt like it was a way to kind of put a melting pot type of event every year together, where not just basketball players in the gym, but coaches, scouts, guys like yourself, media guys, just bring people who love hoop together in the summer for 6 to 8 weeks, and they can kind of just put their heads together. Everybody can talk, network, and things like that. There's a lot of stuff that's come out of it. And it's just been a really cool thing to be able to kind of get this thing up and running again, and the love for it is here. Mm-hmm. When we talk to the guys, guys like Johnny D, other guys who were bigger names that came out of this area, they all used to play in the Drew, and they got tired of going up to LA and sitting in traffic to 2 hours one way to go play an hour-long game and come right back. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we got hoopers here. Like, we got guys that can rival LA any day of the week. So it's like, why not try to put something on for them down here and put San Diego on finally? Because it's always LA. Even at AAU, all our best AAU kids always end up going to LA and playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, we got to try to keep something here, and I feel like this is the best thing that we could do. So Mike and I, just one day just kind of said, all right, we're doing it, and we're hustlers by nature, so we just figured it out and got it up and running, and it's been an awesome event ever since. So,
what was the name of the pro-am that was here before?
It was just called San Diego Pro-Am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
San Diego Pro-Am. So, or San Diego Summer League, something like that. But yeah, It wasn't anything crazy. It was just one dad who was running it. What was his name? Josh Merrill's dad.
Norm.
Yeah, Norm. He kind of just put it together. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was just dudes in the area. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So speaking of, dads, the way that I was motivated, because I have a couple kids, one that played in college, and I was like, well, we have a bunch of kids here that kind of play in men's leagues in the summer, or just try to work out with trainers. And then that's when I was talking to Koo. Koo was like, he gave me the background of the history in San Diego, because we're not from here. And then we reached out to one of our common, John Block is his name. We just got he advised us on some things, and then from there the rest is history. Yeah. And the funny part about it, I came up with the name, and I gave it. I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, "Hey, what'd you think about the Swish?" He was like, He was like, I don't know about that. Let me think on that one. And it took a couple of days. He was like, forget it. Let's just go with it.
Gotcha. And see, based on, because it was at Miramar, and then it started at, and then it went to AIU, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And see, when my original thinking of being at AIU, I thought it was like kind of I know what a pro-am is, obviously, but I thought kind of more or less, and just knowing both you guys' background, I thought it was like more or less like a way to kind of promote the AAU stuff that you guys do, and try to just create some generate some interest around that.
Right.
But then as talking to you guys and asking more questions, I'm like, this is not just the program.
Yeah.
No. We want to run a true professional summer league. You know what I mean? So we're probably right now about half and half pros and college guys, but college guys want to play pro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they want to work out with pros. And that's what they do in the summertime. So it just makes some more sense. It just makes sense to just have them all playing together under one roof.
Yeah. One of the criteria is year one. was you had to be actively playing.
Right.
There were a few players that snuck in just because they were good ball players, but most, I would say 90-95% of players were pros or actually playing college basketball.
Guys,
And then I think that year we had maybe one or two high school players, Chibuzo, which is now at Texas Tech. But we just had a few high schools, so no, this has nothing to do with AU, and we really pride ourselves of being a professional league.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, was it tough at all? Like because I mean, a first year thing, and like we spoke of, we got the Drew League right down the freeway.
Right.
Was it tough to kind of get guys to commit or get coaches or anybody to commit to it or no?
I mean, anytime you start something up, it's always going to be number one thing is going to be financing.
Okay.
To get something going, and it wasn't anything where we had a year to plan it. We kind of thought of this thing off the cuff, like February, March time.
Okay.
So we just started gathering things, and just God works in mysterious ways, man. And He kind of put us in touch with the right people to make sure this thing got off the ground. Because I know we knew this was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? And it needed somebody that had the energy to push it to keep it happening. Like it happened before, but it faded out real quick.
Okay.
Just probably because people had different agendas on why they were doing it. Maybe personal, family reasons, whatever. But our agenda is San Diego and helping San Diego. So, it just kind of worked out that way where we just got connected to the right people, and the next thing you know, it kind of took off. So,
yeah. There's some, I want to say thank you to certain people like Ken, Steve.
Ken Konecki.
Yeah, like there's certain people that came into our lives that we met and just made things happen. They jumped on board, and then other people that they had contacts with kind of helped get the thing kicked off in year one. It was very tough. It's still tough.
Yes,
going through COVID. We really need to keep pushing and get community support. I don't feel like we are the level we need to be. Like everybody knows about the Drew League in LA, right, in the basketball world. Not everybody here in San Diego knows about the Swish. So I want to go back to your first question.
Okay.
The thing that really, I think, helped us get kicked off are relationships with the college coaches here. He had a great relationship with Dutcher.
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with Coach Olin at UCSD, and then some of the other coaches. Then there's Point Loma, USD, and then Cal State San Marcos, and then the JUCOs. So from there, they kind of supported us. Not kind of. They supported us, and they put their players in the Swish.
Nice.
And from there, it kind of grew.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So without their support, it was like a great fit because just so happened was that the same year they Coach Dutch won Coach of the Year and Coach Olin won Coach of the Year in U2. So I mean that was amazing to see some results, and then we had a number of players that played and actually got contracts and played overseas, played in the G League.
Nice.
So yeah, so we just here to help. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? That's all it's about.
Absolutely. I know for sure just off of guys that were kind of like, the pandemic messed up a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. And just off of last year guys playing in the Drew and just, by you guys allowing me to be in the building, a lot of guys hit me up for tape and they were able to send that off and either get scholarships or get jobs off of that, you know what I mean? So it's like, again, it's helping all the hoopers here, all the coaches, anybody that's involved is helping them for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so the relationship, you coaching at Miramar and the relationships that you guys already have there, is that why the first year started there?
Yes.
Okay.
Me being, I didn't say that, but I've been top assistant head recruiter over at Miramar College for this is going into my 11th year.
Okay.
So that kind of helped me establish to get the gym over there. And to be honest with you, that and being in the AAU system for nearly 20 years is what helped us be able to make the contacts that we have to this day. That ended up helping us in getting this thing up and running. Whether it be going straight to being able to go to Dutcher and say, hey, I need this, we need this to we're helping you guys, can you help us out type of thing, all the way down to like he mentioned a former NBA player who went to USC, but he's from this area, Coach John Block. And he's been ingrained in the San Diego area. So, I mean, from all ages, he's an older man, all the way down to young people. We've just been in the game so long that we were able to build these relationships to be able to... And
with players, too.
Yeah.
We know a lot of players.
Yeah, so that's definitely how we were able to get Miramar, was just relationships. And that's the only way this thing is going to be able to continue to run.
Right.
It's just building these relationships. And we've continued to build, to be honest with you, I know hooped in the same area down in Escondido, all that kind of stuff, but we really never knew each other until we got together with the Swish. So just things like that is just a big deal, you know what I mean? And like I said, the whole thing is to bring people together, because it's always where people are fractured and they doing their own thing, or people want to hate on somebody else, or people want to come up and all this stuff. And it's like, we do more together.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's how we've always looked at it, and that's why we know this thing is supposed to work, because people come on board because they understand, they follow the same agenda. And you'd be surprised, like, a lot of people will get on board with whatever dreams you have when they see the vision too.
Yep.
And so when you can talk to people like that and they can jump on board, it makes it easy. So.
Dope. And I asked because like me being in there the first year, and I'm obviously, like we said, COVID kind of not messed up, but kind of altered things last year.
Yeah.
And I just know being in there the first year, I'm like, man, we need more people in here. We can't get everybody in here. And I know a lot of people that wanted to come. It was like, bro, I'm sitting way far off the court. Like I want to be close. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I asked. You know what I'm saying? Just that.
Yeah.
You about to?
No.
Oh, okay. So let's get into a little bit of the other stuff that you guys do.
Okay.
You're the head, right? That's your program, AYBO.
Yes.
That's your.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
So AYBO stands for the African Youth Basketball Organization.
Amazing.
It's an international recruiting service where we basically find high academic, Christian-based kids that just happen to be, phenomenal athletes, things like that. They don't have to be great basketball players or anything like that. We're just looking for the academic side and the athletic side. But basically what we do is every year I go to Africa. Right now our base is out of Ghana, West Africa. That's where my family's from. I'm first generation Ghanaian American. So it started off with me wanting to help my people from my country. And we go and we throw coaching clinics, camps for kids, camps for middle schoolers, high schoolers, and for college kids as well too. Just to kind of spread the love of basketball, things like that. I was trying to build Ghana's national program up and trying to help that by bringing kids to the United States and being able to play at the highest levels as possible. But now we've done it to where I've been doing this now for 11 years. We've expanded it to Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Cameroon, South Sudan. So we're bringing players over from Africa, from all over the place. And if you see, I know a lot of people won't know, but they'll find out here coming up in May, the NBA is now heavily in Africa. They've actually started their own professional league there, which is going to rival the European League. They want it to be basically the second best league in the world. And they want to keep all the African players in Africa. I know a lot of people don't know, but a lot of African players, if they don't come here, they go to European basketball academies, and that's where they end up staying. And the next thing you know, when they're going to Olympics or FIBA World Championships, things like that, then you got a Serge Ibaka who's from Cameroon who ends up playing for Spain. Right. You know what I mean? Or Giannis, his Nigerian roots, he ends up playing for Greece. So they try to do it to the NBA sees a lot of potential in Africa, and so they're trying to keep the African players there and trying to build it and grow it. So I'm just praying that the other African countries and all the African countries are smart enough to understand, like, this is something that is a big deal. They get involved in it. They don't just kind of give it away, which is what a lot of African countries do. Is people come in, they see the resources they have, and they kind of give it away for a little bit of money. I'm praying that they just continue to grow with the NBA and just build this thing up. But our main thing is to try to start infrastructure. We want to build courts and gyms there. I know a lot of people don't know, but there's not a lot of closed facilities in Africa as far as gymnasiums, arenas, things like that. So we're trying to help facilitate and build those types of things, as well as helping the people on the ground with the camps and the clinics and stuff like that. We provide shoes, clothing, whenever we go for camps, things like that. So to date, we've probably brought over here a little bit over probably 30, 31 kids in the last 11 years. Probably our biggest name that everybody here would know would be Nathan Mensah, who's a starting center now at San Diego State. But we've had some pretty big names that have come here that have gone through the camp and gone through our process. So it's been something that's been, for me, I would have never thought about that, because when I started it was just basically like I was getting into college coaching, and I said, how do I move to the 4-year level? And this is kind of when I was thinking to go down that process, and everybody was like, oh, you gotta have a recruiting pipeline. So I figured this was the best way for me to do it, because I had a connection to Africa. But once I got in, it turned into way more than me being a 4-year coach. You know what I mean? And so I've never pursued a 4-year coaching thing after that, because what I saw how we were helping these kids, it's much bigger than me, being a 4-year coach and doing that type of thing. And it's kind of taken off, and it's been a really cool, very fulfilling thing. And it's been awesome to be able to tie it into Swish into the Swish Foundation, because we've had a number of our kids be able to play in the Swish. Just because I'm here in San Diego, they come to San Diego, so it's been a kind of all-encompassing, circular thing that's kind of worked out in a really, really cool way. So
that's really cool, man. I've known about AYBO for a long time, but I had no idea you guys were doing all that, man. That's really dope.
Thank you, man.
That's really dope.
Yeah, we're just trying to help. So, and that's my thing. It's like, people are like, well, we got people here to help. We got people. So to me, I'm just trying to help my people. But San Diego's my people too. So that's why we kind of we want to make sure the Swish and AYBO were tied together. So
I'm gonna throw a joke out there.
Okay.
You owe me a bed.
They probably had some kids stay at his house.
Yeah, a couple kids stay at my house and they broke the bed.
Now you mentioned the Swish Foundation. Let's talk about the Swish Foundation a little bit. What is the foundation doing?
The foundation is a newly formed nonprofit that have a couple of different programs. One is AYBO. Another one is Elevate, which is going to help youth, troubled youth, get off the street, giving them a place to come to learn some life skills, get tutoring, learn how to just things that you typically don't learn in school about credit, about how to cook, how to take care of yourself, how to apply for a job,
how to open a checking account.
Yeah,
just basic life skills that they don't teach you.
Yeah, so there's kids out there. I mean, right now there are we average in San Diego about 1,500 homeless teens, and so we see an opportunity to try to help as many kids as we can. Of course, we'll start with a set number and then try to grow it over time. So this is a new program that we're starting, and we really see an opportunity to help the community in a different way. So we will. At this point, we need the community's help to support us, so we can help the kids. We're just trying to fill voids and gaps that we recognize here in San Diego.
Yeah. So another one too is that we support as well. It's called Coaches Who for Hope.
Yeah.
And that's another program where and Mike can explain that a little bit more. But we run basically all the coaching staffs from the different high schools, all basically play in a little one-day tournament, so they can for little bragging rights or whatever, and the money that we raise goes to a designated cause. I know one year went to Nick Herman, who is a player right now at Torrey Pines High School, who was diagnosed with cancer at the time. So I know all the proceeds from that weekend went to him, things like that. So that's one of our other programs that we run as well too.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I don't like I said, I'm a cameraman and a broadcaster, so I'm not sure how much I could do, but I'd love to get involved with both AYBO and the Swish Foundation. With that, however y'all need me, even if I just got to pull up with my cameraman, I'd love to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah,
I love being a part of stuff like that.
Thank you, man.
I love being a part of stuff like that. So, are you guys both still actively coaching right now?
I am, yes.
Okay.
I'm still in Miramar.
Okay, how's that going?
That's great, man. I mean, COVID, I feel bad. I know everybody saw Last Chance U and all that stuff on Netflix. So they see how the grind of Cali JUCO is different. You know what I mean? It's not like any other place in the country. You don't got scholarship, you don't got dorms and housing and all that stuff. So, we always say, and I tell a lot of people when I'm recruiting them, like, if you stay in California and play JUCO, you really love basketball. Like, it's the grind, because most of these kids, I'll be straight with you, they work. You know what I mean? Like, they got to get jobs, they got this, you know what I mean? And the county and the state will cover certain things as far as tuition and stuff like that. But, these kids gotta eat, and they gotta pay for apartments and things like that. So, a lot of these guys that do this, they grind hard. So it's been awesome. I felt bad that we weren't able to do a season this year. We got canceled probably around January, which hurt a lot of kids. Sure. Which COVID hurt a lot, everybody. But, I feel most kids got a chance to at least play and whatever it was, get the year back, transfer out, whatever. But California JUCO, so there's kids who moved here from other states that had to just stay here and just get a job and work and kind of just wait it out until we get to the fall next year or this year and start the season back up this year. So I still love it. I still, like, I do it so that I can continue to coach, because I've always been a coach at heart after I stopped playing. And with Swish and AYBO and those types of things, it kind of took us away from that, being able to be on the court, walking down and coaching and things like that. So that's kind of my way to get back. And it's also, it's also another chance for me to help the San Diego basketball community by, these kids that are local high schools here that may be overlooked. And you see them all the time. You're out there in the streets. You're always out there filming and all that stuff. You see a lot of kids that get overlooked that 4 years don't get a chance to see, or they don't pass the eye test, or whatever these coaches see. It's our opportunity to showcase those kids and give them a chance to move on and get to the 4 year and live that dream of being a college basketball player, whether it's NAIA, whether it's D3, D2, D1. It's a dream to play hoop. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of these kids is real spoiled, and it's like, I gotta go to Duke, I gotta go to Arizona, I gotta go to UCLA. But there's hoop out there everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
extend your career.
Absolutely. I played D2. Mike played Division 2, Division 3. You know what I mean? Like, our other guy who worked with us played Division 2, Division 3. So, and I went through the JUCO system here in California. I played at Maricosta under Cleet Adelman. And Steve, who's not here today, but he also played for me in Miramar.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I love it just because it's still another way for me to help these kids and give them an opportunity to live out their dreams as well too. So, yeah.
So I do coach. I took on a different role. I'm helping out at Torrey Pines High School. More the video guy.
Okay.
Just kind of break down film, put scouting report together, attend some practices, and just try to help prep for games. I don't sit on the bench because I have a son that's currently a senior there. I don't want to be a distraction to anything, and want to let him do his own thing. But like Koo said, I love basketball, I love coaching, and just happy to be part of that program to see them try to win a CIF and be successssful, just to be part of the experience. So yeah, I've been coaching a long time. I've been coaching here. I coach back in Ohio, and so I do coach.
Oh, okay, your son's cold too, man. I was cold too. A long time ago, way before the season, he was one of my top five here in San Diego High School.
Mikey or Chris?
Chris. Well, they both cold. I was talking about Chris, the one at Torrey Pines. I was actually, y'all know my brother Stefan. When we talk about point guards, we always talk about your boys, because you could Again, we have this debate all the time. I'll tell him, Russell Westbrook, he gonna get his 10 assists because he gonna he faster than everybody. He gonna get in the lane and find somebody.
Right.
But no disrespect, but that's not a true point guard in my opinion.
No.
A true point guard is what your boys do. They're gonna probe. They can see everything before it happens, and they're gonna hit a player in stride or right in motion, right in the shooting pocket. I mean, your boys. I love watching your kids play. For real.
That.
For real.
They got all that from me.
That's what's up. Gotta get it from somewhere.
They're much better than I was. So.
I feel it. So what's kind of I mean, of course you want to help as many players as possible with the Swish, but what's kind of the overall plan, or I guess the kind of 3 to 5 year plan for the Swish?
I'll take a little bit of this, and I'll kind of defer to Mike on this, but our goal is to, first of all, San Diego is our base. We want this to be the best one out of anything that we ever do. This is where we want to be at. But we are also expanding out to Phoenix this year.
Nice.
We will run a Flix Pro-Am as well this year. This will be our first year out there. It'll be small, start small the same way we did here, and just try to grow it the same out there. But we see some growth opportunities out there for us and for the players out that way as well. I mean, Phoenix is top 5 largest city in the country, and they don't have a Pro-Am.
I didn't know that.
It's a pro sports town. You got football, basketball, baseball, you got arena football. You got everything out there. So a lot of athletes that stay there, and there's a lot of athletes that go there to train in the summertime as well as they come to San Diego to train in the summertime. So we felt it was just a great opportunity to try to expand there. And for us, we just kind of want to expand to multiple cities here on the West Coast. We have our eyes on a couple other cities as well too. And at the end of the day, if we could get it to where every summer at the beginning of August we have a Swish championship, and we got 5 or 6 different cities, the champions from each of those cities playing in Vegas or wherever, and make it a big blowout type of event at the end of the year. That's kind of our vision for this whole thing. It's kind of just making a real big regional thing for us, and who knows, eventually it might get to a national level, but we're just trying to go slowly each step at a time. So our next step is to get to Phoenix with that. So
yeah, you took everything.
It's kind of
once he gets going.
I feel you. I'm like, dude, this dude is media trained, man. So, what was I about to say? Oh, this is just my own personal curiosity. Are you going to be allowing fans at the Swish this year?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
Sir.
And where's it going to be?
Right now we are kind of in transition,
okay,
just because everything is so fluid with the gyms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gyms are slowly opening up as we go. Last year first year we were at Miramar, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we were at AIU.
Mm-hmm.
So those are still 2 possibilities for this year. But we have not set a final location yet.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID,
Right.
But we'll have one here within the next week or so.
Okay, bet. As soon as I get word, I'll make sure to.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure to let everybody know, man.
The first year you were there, like fans made the whole thing, man. They made everything. You know, we had a big game. I remember there was one game. It was like Matt Mitchell's team versus Trey Kell's team. The gym was packed that day. You know what I mean? Like Skyler was playing in that game. Like it was a really cool event. So last year hurt because, you know, we could only really, you know, show pictures and little videos and things like that. But the players still loved it. But, you know, last year we had the team that won our league was the Reapers. They had Evan Mobley, who's about to be probably number 1 or 2 pick in the draft. He played. His older brother Isaiah played. Johnny D, who's the all-time leading scorer in USD, played. The team was loaded. You know, they ended up losing. They ended up beating the team of, you know, DJ Gay, who's a San Diego State, you know, legend. Billy White, Malcolm Thomas, you know, that's the team they beat. So you can tell just the names we're dropping. Like it's a legit league. So
Absolutely.
If we would have fans during those 2 games or those especially during the playoffs, it would have been off the chain in there, man. So we're looking for the same thing this year, and it will be open for fans this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about awards? I know before you've done MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. You still doing those, or are there going to be any more?
We'll do MVP.
We'll do MVP. Yeah. There are certain rules we have to follow because of NCAA certified. So we can't give individual awards, so to speak. We can't give out trophies. We can't do certain things.
Okay.
But we do have we took the Stanley Cup kind of idea where we have a trophy and every year we put
Got you.
Just because of rules that we need to follow.
And we'll name, you know, MVP or offensive player, we'll name them, but we can't actually give them just NCAA. We don't want to. Our main thing too is, a big piece of what we do and why we're going to be able to expand is that we are very, very cautious of the eligibility, especially of the Division I players, because we don't want to be that league where a guy comes and plays us in the summer, and then next thing you know, he's considered a pro and he's out. So we're very, very, very. We have a very good relationship with the NCAA. We talk to them, you know, face to face. I can get them on the phone, those types of things. So we want to make sure like we do not violate anybody's stuff, because the goal is to get them better in the summer, not kill all the eligibility.
Right.
So
we definitely make sure we're on point with all the rules that we
Okay.
I mean, we're talking hundreds of players. So we take every procedure possible, along with safety procedures and things like that. So there's a lot of coordination. Steve does a great job with that, along with some of our other staff. So been very grateful to be able to pull together a bunch of great people. And really, man, it's like we're like a family. You know what I'm saying? We joke, we laugh, we talk trash, you know, so we're having fun with it too.
That's cool. I wouldn't have, of course, I understand that you'd have to coordinate things with NCAA, but I wouldn't have thought it'd be that intricate.
Strict.
Oh yeah, man.
I wouldn't have thought that. But I mean, it makes sense though. So I know I talked to a couple players like little Dame. I think the first year Dame Miller said he couldn't play because of some stuff, and a few other players were like, man, I wanted to play, but I couldn't.
They can't. Yeah. I mean, there's even rules for the junior colleges around the area to be able to play. So we have to adhere to California JUCO rules, NCAA Division II, NCAA Division I rules, and then if there's any IA players that are in the area, they want to play. So it's a lot of red tape bureaucracy we have to go through to make sure.
And coordination with their schools.
Correct.
So every Division I school has a NCAA compliance officer. So we have to work with them, or the players have to work with them. We have to work. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
Sounds like it. See, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. Most people think you just roll the ball out. And call some reps and play.
This isn't AAU.
No, not AAU, man.
I feel it.
We do everything possible to not jeopardize anyone's eligibility. Yeah. That's the last thing that we will feel terrible about that.
I'm sure. I'm glad y'all came today, man. I learned a lot about y'all's individual thing and a lot more about the Swish that I didn't know. I'm definitely glad y'all came, man. I appreciate y'all coming by, man.
Thank you for having
and any
us,
other time, either individually or collectively, whatever y'all got going on, y'all always welcome to come up here and chop it up with me, promote whatever you got going on, man. Y'all always welcome.
And likewise, you're always welcome to the gym, full access. I think one thing that we like to do is get players involved in the community once we have fans, do a little bit of interaction versus, getting up, getting dressed, and leaving the gym. It'd be good to kind of interact with some younger players, interact with some fans and things like that.
Yeah, I could definitely help with that. I plan to, when I'm out there this year, like, I don't want to do it last year because I got to have your mask on. I mean, you still got to have your mask on and everything. But this year, I plan to like maybe do like some pre and post game interviews and stuff like that. So yeah.
You know what else would be cool is to get some of our local pros involved, like Norman Powell,
Jared Dudley, Norman Powell,
TJ Leaf,
there's a lot of guys,
Jalen Hands, Justin Simon. There's a number of. I mean, Johnny D. He's always been very supportive. And then even some older, NBA guys like Andre Miller and
Stu Lance,
Jelani McCoy. They're all here. I hear even like the Waltons are here sometimes in the summer, and Richard Jefferson and guys like that. It'd be good for them to kind of be able to support. We're just two local guys, but they have the reach and the means to kind of help these guys. That's what we're asking for. Like, we need support so we can support. Like, we're not doing this for anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it.
Yeah, we're just trying to do things the right way and to help others.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
I'll say something too, man. Like, I don't know if everybody knows, but if you don't know Mike Flix has been in the streets, man. Like that. No, not you, man. You ain't doing nothing. Mike been in these streets, man. Like really, really hustling, man. Like I feel like it's unbelievable what you do, man. Like, and I hope people support and really follow you and see what you're doing, because like you even host games when COVID was going on. You're hosting games with the whole local high school kids outside so they can get a chance to hoop. You're taking pictures. You're always helping these kids out. You're helping people from whether it's Escondido or down to San Diego, wherever, man. So I just want everybody to know, like, we really, really appreciate everything you do, man. Like,
that means a lot, man.
It's a big deal what you do, what you mean to the community. I don't know if people fully understand it. I'm sure the way you grind, they're going to eventually, just because you can't, you give them no other choice.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep doing your thing, man, because it's like what you do is huge, man, and we really appreciate you. And you came out, 2 years, you don't ask for nothing. You're just coming out there to help, and you see the vision, and we appreciate that, and we see your vision as well too. So whatever you got, whatever you need from us, man, we got you for real. Cause you've done a lot, not just for us, but for the community in general, man. So we really appreciate everything you do, man.
That's love, man. Those type of words mean the most to me, man, for real. That means a lot. You have no idea. I appreciate that, for real. I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
I can handshake. Another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Take care.
Peace.